This is lesson 3.4, Solving Multi-Step Inequalities, on page 188. Problem 4, Solving an inequality with variables on both sides. The good news is this is exactly like solving an equation with variables on both sides. The only thing that's ever different with the inequality is when you divide or multiply by a negative, it switches the sign. That's it. Otherwise, it's exactly like solving an equation. So, what are the solutions of 6n minus 1 greater than 3n plus 8? We have to get the two variables together into one in order to solve for it. You can't solve for two variables at the same time, so you have to get them together. The easiest way is to always move the smallest one, and the reason for that is that you know for sure that you will not end up with a negative in order that you will have to end up dividing or multiplying. So we're going to move the 3n. Since it's positive, we're going to subtract 3n from both sides. So 3n minus 3n is 0, so that leaves an 8 on that side. 6n minus 3n is 3n, and we still have that minus 1. So the next step is to add the 1. So 8 plus 1 is 9. The two 1's go away on that side, leaving the 3n. So we're going to have to divide by 3, but notice we're not having to divide by a negative. If we had moved the 6n and subtracted that from both sides, we would have ended up with a negative and had to divide, and having to switch the sign. So that just complicates things. So at this point we have to divide by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1n, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. What are the solutions of 3b plus 12 greater than 27 minus 2b? So 3b plus 12 greater than 27 minus 2b. So the smaller one is always the negative one, if there is a negative one. So you're going to add 2b to both sides. That gives you 5b plus 12 on this side, and just the 27 on this side. Okay? Then we're going to subtract the 12. So 27 minus 12 is 15. And that leaves 5b on this side. Divide by the 5. So 5 over 5 is 1b, and 15 over 5 is 3. So with b being greater than 3, we got to check our solution. So all you have to do is pick any number bigger than 3. So I just threw a 7 in there. So I have 3 times 7 plus 12 has to be greater than 27 minus 2 times 7. So 3 times 7 is 21. 21 plus 12 is 33. 2 times 7 is 14. 27 minus 14 is 13, so that works. Part B, the reasoning. The first step in problem 4 was to subtract the 3n from each side of the inequality. What else could you have done? What else could have been the first step? And we actually talked about that. You could have moved the 6n instead of the 3n and subtracted 6n from both sides. But again, that would have given you a negative to divide by later, and had to worry about switching the sign, remembering to switch the sign, and blah, blah, blah. So it's a good habit to get into to always move the smaller one. It just creates less problems.